Hey everyone, it's Molly, and today we're going to be doing a lower body cool down. We're going to be starting today in downward facing dog. So making your way down towards the mat. You're going to keep a bend in the knees. I'm really focusing here on the hamstring, so paddling out the heels. Bringing your awareness to the breath, moving nice and slowly, and start to relax and unwind the body, cooling down. Just slowly pressing the heels down towards the earth, really trying to sink back into the hip on either side. Use your body to press into the earth in deepening that stretch right from the ankle up to the sciatic nerve, swapping sides. Really focusing on the heels and the hamstrings here. Keeping the tailbone nice and high. Keep breathing. And then if you can here, we're going to try and find some stillness. So even if that is with the knees bent, heels slightly raised, just trying to find some stillness. Really, really thinking about lifting that tailbone, drawing the heels down, deepening that stretch through the hamstrings there. I'm going to hold for another 2 breaths. And then coming into 3-legged dog, we're going to lift one of the legs up, bending that knee, and then take the foot to the left side of the body. So looking under the right arm, but really thinking about the hip here. Lead with the knee and just opening out the hip a little bit more, creating those circles led by the knee. And you can change the direction of those circles too, thinking of the hip, increasing that range of movement. You can get that tiny squeeze in the glutes at the top there. And then with that leg, drawing it forward, planting the foot between the hands, opening up the chest and breathing into that equestrian pose. So we want to be really looking at the groin here, making sure that the knee stays on top of the ankle. And as we exhale, trying to sink the hips a little bit deeper so we can deepen the stretch through the groin. Keep the chest nice and open, keep the breaths flowing. Exhale, releasing into that hip. Keep the length through the spine. Keep lifting through the crown of the head. You can come right down onto the palms of the hands if you can keep that shape through the rest of the body. And then nice and slowly, we're going to paddle the hands backwards. So releasing through that hip and then pointing the toes away from the body. So we get that lovely stretch on the outside of the leg, coming down the bridge of the foot there. And you've got a couple of options here. You could just sink the glutes back, keep the length through the spine and hinge at the hips. Or you could sink the glutes right the way back towards the heel. If that's a little bit uncomfy on the foot, you could just pop a blanket or something underneath. Keep that length through the spine, lift through the pelvis, and then hinge at the hips again. Trying to really think about relaxing this extended leg. And use the breath as we inhale up. Exhale to draw the torso closer. One more time. And then exhale, we're going to hold here. Close the eyes if you can. Again, keep lifting, keep that length through the spine. And then slowly bringing the hands back towards the earth. We're going to come back to the top part of that equestrian pose. Bring that knee between the hands and sink those hips down into that pigeon pose. Keep drawing the shoulders back and down. Keeping the torso upright, again thinking of the hip, making sure that the hip stays squared and facing forwards. If they want to turn out to the sides at all, just get something underneath the glutes on the other side, to help keep them propped up. It's a nice stretch for the back here too, but really thinking about the groin the glutes, even the quads. And if you'd like to hinge the hips forwards, you'll notice that that stretch comes away slightly from the groin and comes around into the sciatic nerve, the hip on the other side. So you can use the breath here to get both of those stretches. You can exhale to draw down. As you inhale to come up, you can even bring a little bit of an extra stretch in, deepening it through the groin. Exhale to come down. Chin to chest, inhale coming up. Exhale down. And then hold, finding that place of comfort if your forehead is down on the ground, connecting that third eye to the earth, that space between the eyebrows. Feeling that connection. Allow the hips to feel really heavy here, thinking about the glutes, the sciatic nerve leading into the quads. And then nice and slowly bringing the torso back up. And just take an ear to a shoulder here as well, stretching out. And then tucking the back toes under. We're going to bring the foot back towards the earth. And then just taking it out towards the side a little bit, untucking the back toes. Bringing the hands on the inside of the leg here. So very similar to that equestrian pose. Making sure that that knee doesn't turn out to the side. So we've got the knees stacked on top of the ankle, still facing forwards. And then if it is available to you, if you'd like to, you can play around with coming down into that lizard pose. Again, really working through the groin, the top part of the quads here, down towards the knee. If that's a little bit too far, you could just stay on the palms there, trying to keep that length through the spine, keep the chest nice and open. Keep breathing. And then slowly back up onto the palms. We're going to tuck the back toe under and then step back to downward facing dog. Paddling those heels out again. Keep the tailbone lifted. And then swapping sides, lifting the opposite leg, opening out through the hip, taking the gaze under the opposite arm. And then lead with the knee. We're going to draw those lovely circles, opening out the hip. And then changing the direction of those circles, trying to keep that supporting leg grounded. And then we're going to draw the knee forwards and then plant the foot between the hands. Lower the back knee, untucking the back toes and coming into that equestrian pose on the opposite side. Again, thinking about the hips, sinking into the hips, keeping the gaze up, length through the spine. Hold and breathe. Make sure you check the position of that front knee. We want that right angle here, directly on top of that ankle. And use the exhale to sink. Last breath in. And then we're going to take the weight towards the back of the body. On the way there, just pointing the toes away from the body. Try and get that stretch running on the outside of the leg, down the bridge of the foot. And then you're going to take the toes towards the sky. Again, choose where you want to come to here. Maybe you stay up. Or if it feels comfortable for you, you can bring the glutes right the way down. Whichever you choose. Just making sure that that length stays in the spine. And you can use the hand, whether you're holding onto the leg, the foot, to draw the torso towards the leg, deepening that stretch, especially through the top part of the hamstrings here. Last breath in. Exhale, sink down and then pause. Hold here. Keep that gaze up. Keep the shoulders drawing back and down. And then on an inhale, bring the hands back down towards the mat and taking the weight back towards the front. We're going to bring that knee between the hands and sink the hips down into that pigeon pose again. Keeping the torso upright to start. And breathing here. Length through the spine. Roll the shoulders back and down. Open out across the heart space. And then it's your choice here. You want to keep the torso up or move with the breath. Inhale, exhale to draw forwards, getting that stretch through the sciatic nerve, the glutes. Inhaling up. Exhale. Chin to chest. You can even take a little stretch here. Inhale through the neck. Hinging forwards, exhale. One more time. Pausing here. Allowing the body to feel heavy. And then nice and slowly bring your torso back up. We're going to tuck the back toes and then bring that foot forwards. Lower the back knee down. And again, bring the hands on the inside of the foot this time. So maybe this is enough for you. That's quite a deep stretch through the hip anyway. Keep the gaze up, shoulders down if it is available to you. If you'd like to come down into that lizard pose, try and keep the gaze where the hands are. Elbows come down, forearms on the mat. And try and watch this knee, make sure this knee isn't turning out. We want to keep that in line with the rest of the body and facing forwards. And breathing here. And then nice and slowly again, bringing the palms down. Either side of the foot, tucking the back toe. Step back, downward facing dog. Paddle out those heels one more time. And then we're going to walk the hands and the feet towards each other. And I'm just going to turn to face this way. So we want the feet wider than hip width here, facing out roughly 45 degrees. We're just going to walk the hands over towards one side. When the hands get to this foot, you can turn it out to get more of a stretch through the side of the foot there too. But that will depend on ankle mobility, how comfortable that feels for you. When you come back, turn that foot back in. Over towards the other side, stretch. Get that lovely stretch on the outside of the leg. Back through the center. And stretch. Again, try and keep drawing the shoulders back. One more time. And then as we come back through the center, we're going to come down into that deep squat. So you can keep the heels off the ground if you need to here. But if you are able to sink the glutes right down and keep the heels down, please do. Palms together. Gently swaying from side to side, so still working through the groin here. You can close the eyes. And then bringing the palms down towards the ground. As we come up to standing, use the palms here, straighten the leg, chin towards the chest. Exhale, sinking back down, palms together, deep squat. Inhale, trying to really get straight through the back of the legs there if we possibly can. Exhale back down. Last time. And then bringing the hands behind you, soles of the feet together into that butterfly pose, Baddha Konasana. You can just edge the knees closer towards the ground, fluttering them down, lifting through the crown of the head, keep that length through the spine. And then trying to find some stillness there with the knees. Just going to tune into the breath for a moment. Taking that time to quiet the mind today. Breathing in through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Out through the nose. 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. And out. 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to go in for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out through the mouth. And again, in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let it go.